Hi everyone, Lois Vidaver here. Would like to read to you an essay I wrote that's very meaningful. It's timely. 1 week from today, something happens that's very important for our country. And so I'd like to share with you. The first time I went into a voting booth, the ones with curtains, remember those? I blew it. At 21, clueless about the procedure, but unwilling to admit it, I pushed down the levers under the names familiar to me and waited. What? No bells, no whistles, no flashing lights? Well, then obviously my votes had not registered. So I pushed the levers up again. That did it, I thought, flinging open the curtain. It didn't occur to me until much later that I had not so cleverly canceled out my own vote. The importance of this constitutional right came home to me in a dramatic way while traveling on a European train. A man sat in the corner of our car while we American tourists chattered away. Suddenly, leaning toward us and with a heavy accent, he whispered, "Do you know how close we are to the Iron Curtain right now?" Fear spread across his face and showed in his body language. Drawn shoulders, pinched face. He then leaned back and stared out the window into the abyss of a dark night, saying not another word. His anxiety pouring across the aisle, I sat frozen in my seat, realizing for the first time how fearful it must be to live forever under the rule of a dictator. I think of that man around election time and how lucky we are to be able to vote in a free country. If you live in this house, you vote, is a mantra my kids grew up with. Our son and daughter vote faithfully, and the political conversations around our kitchen table are lively and thought provoking. One year, the primary campaign in our town was especially fun. We had a local candidate who was full of energy, phoning us personally 4 times, coming to our door 4 more. We live on the busiest street in town, but as his father trolled their car along the multiple lane road, the candidate jumped in and out, running across lawns, knocking on doors and leaving pamphlets. His enthusiasm became a family joke, but it added so much to the election. It felt like we should invite him over for dinner sometime. I had come a long way from that college student who didn't know how the voting machine worked. One fall, I attended a training seminar for election inspectors put on by the Erie County Board of Elections and learned a lot about a new system, like how to scan the ballots into a machine that looked disturbingly like the town totes we slide our garbage into. The class was led by men with decades of experience who shared with us the possibilities of a day that begins at the polls at yawn 5:30 a.m. and lasts until past 9 at night. How to ensure privacy for every voter, for instance, how to operate a ballot marking device for a person with disabilities, and what to do when the polls close at 9 and there is still a line out the door. Oh, and most of all, what flavor donuts to have on hand when election board staff member meanders by. I can tell from the chain letters some of my email friends send that they are not on the same side of the political fence that I am. But that is so not important. I wish every one of them the sunniest day possible on this next Tuesday, primary day on April 2nd, so they too will vote, because voting is the most important thing we do in this democracy. I vote for my daughter and for her future, says my daughter, Krista. Realizing our children, Mark and Krista, see it as a part of their birthright, that gets my vote every time. Thank you. Bye.